Okay, it is September 1, 2021. I apologize for the audio problems. I don't know how it is that defaults change on their own, but the default on my capture program wasn't the only default that changed. It also changed on my hard drive. So I hope this works. Burning down the jewel of California. Lake Tahoe, the Caldor fire.
This morning, firefighters in South Lake Tahoe are the last line of defense between the massive Caldor fire and thousands of homes.
Fire's been very volatile. Every time we think we're getting a foothold and getting some containment lines put in, it shows us that it's going to do what it wants.
The fire's massive smoke spreading into neighboring states as it threatens Lake Tahoe, a summer paradise known for its turquoise waters, now shrouded in smoke and flame.
I'm wondering if I'm going to have a home to come, back to.
The inferno quickly closing in on the resort town.
Homes are threatened and our community is threatened, and I never thought that that was possible.
Hundreds of structures already destroyed, more than 30,000 others now under threat, with more than 50,000 residents under mandatory evacuation.
When you evacuate, you realize how many things you left behind, but it's too late. You evacuate, you can't get back in.
Ahead of a typically busy Labor Day weekend, residents and visitors are instead fleeing.
It's heartbreaking. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Just lots of family and years of memories, and it's absolutely devastating.
Others choosing to stay behind for now.
As long as the smoke isn't so bad and the flames aren't real close, we're going to stick it out, But if not, we'll hightail it out.
Burning nearly 200,000 acres, massive smoke plumes can be seen from miles away. On the ground, red-hot flames devouring dry brush and tall trees. These evacuees are getting ready to move yet again. This center, 40 miles from South Lake Tahoe, is now sending Californians seeking shelter another 50 miles away to Reno, Nevada.
And this moving kicks the daylights out of me. It's tough. It's very tough, emotional.
It's a battle against the blaze, with relief hard to see amid the heavy haze.
It's erratic. This fire continues to grow. We continue to fight, but this community is still at risk, very much so.
Today, those crews battling the flames are going to have to dig deep for stamina because with the heavy winds and high temperatures moving in and those red flag warnings, which are so dangerous to this fire, this is a crucial moment for the overall firefight. Photo back to you.
All I keep hearing is how erratic the fire is. The winds. Today, apparently they're supposed to get 12 hours of strong winds. Well, California, the jewel of California, racing toward Lake Tahoe. Animals running for their lives. It's incredible what is taking place.
As that red flag warning continues in the fire zone, the nearby Heavenly Village ski resort is quiet and smoky, but safe for now. This is one of many mop-up operations going on around the perimeter of the Caldor fire. Firefighters spraying water and cutting up some of the dry brush, making sure it doesn't reignite, because they know if a big gust of wind blows through this area, this part of the fire could once again be threatening properties. Those firefighters are now staying at the casino hotels, which aren't taking any more new reservations, so they can take care of the people trying to save the town.
They're exhausted when they get there, but they are, thank you.
They are putting in some very long hours, and we have an easy way for you to help out all the people who have been affected by the...
What I have looked into over the years, the donations, they don't go to the victims. Donations for hurricanes like Ida, and they're out, donate. They don't go to the victims. They go to the implementation of Agenda 2030 and the reshaping of the United States, the infrastructure for the New World Order. So, it's now I'm on my third video just trying to alert people to these maps. This is the Dixie Fire. This is the Caldor Fire. Structure status. And what do these maps do? Well, they let you know how many homes have been utterly destroyed. Red, destroyed. Black, okay, untouched. Green, very little damage. Orange, major damage. Scroll in, zoom in. Look at how many homes have already been destroyed by the Caldor fire. Look at this. And if you scroll around, you will see that there's many on the outskirts. And, well, you kind of have to wonder, how is this fire so spotty? Okay, you click on these. This is a mobile home, and most have photos. Untouched are the trees, the homes leveled. Leveled. And I guess we just have to live this war with most people not understanding it's a war. Their lives are being destroyed, businesses are being destroyed, homes are being destroyed. And I don't, look, for those who have the destroyed homes, when they come back and they look, the shock, the despair, all of the feelings, I completely understand they not being able to see the obvious, but eventually the shock wears off. You know, it's kind of like 9/11, right? Okay, the nation, the world was actually in shock, but eventually that should wear off. But it didn't with a whole lot of people. So a whole lot of people just don't see the obvious. Wildfires don't level, bring to dust homes. And look at the amount of homes. Where are these people? What are they going to do? Insurance companies are dropping coverage for Californians who live in certain areas. So that leaves them only with the government, with the California government fire insurance, which will only continue to increase. A whole lot of people can't rebuild. A whole lot of people won't get fire insurance to rebuild. A whole lot of people don't have the resources to rebuild. Where are they going? Look at how many homes are destroyed. Now, this isn't a complete list. It's not a complete list. I don't know what this is. Oh, yeah, okay. Single-family residence brought to dust. Quickly, really fast. We're seeing this over and over and over again, and it's really hard to take, to see it over and over again. Okay, so I hope for anyone who just comes upon this video, they don't know about these structure status maps, that they're just seeing it for the first time, and that their home is on this map. That's the point of the site, to let people know whether or not their home is okay or not. But I can't imagine just coming across this and then coming across your home that's been destroyed. The utter... I can't imagine what people are feeling, though I know what it's like to lose everything, but I don't know what it's like to go through something like this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, the leaves, trees. Somehow these fires just leap over and then gut a home fast. And isn't it interesting that, well, this home looks kind of vaporized, doesn't have any of the porcelain or, nothing left, but completely clean all around. High winds would be blowing debris all over. Certainly would be getting these trees. But look, so many of us have done this over and over and over and over again. And it continues. I hate when things are not resolved, because if they're not resolved, they just continue. They just continue and continue and continue. And that's what we're seeing. So a lot of homes are gone. And I don't know what these people are going to do. You can bet a whole lot of these people are going to be homeless. You can bet that there's probably a number who have no family, no one to help them. And when you know that this is a war, when you know that this is deliberate, well, I guess it's good that my last video didn't have audio, because I said a lot, and this is the Dixie Fire. The Dixie Fire. All of these homes are gone. Destroyed. Look at all of the trees, but look at this home. Well, we certainly have had very interesting videos, interesting fires throughout the years. They do seem to like cars and structures. But not trees. Well, there's a lot of homes gone. Whole towns taken out. Oh my God. Oh my God. This happened in 24 hours. This is the town of Greenville, if I'm not mistaken. 24 hours. Trees, but home brought to dust. Now, 24 hours. Well, when man has the technology that can be used for good or evil, it seems that man is sure loving using it for evil. And yes, I have plenty of videos on my channels, Never Lose Truth 1, 2, and 3. And then True Tube, TROO Tube, Never Lose Truth, with an awful lot of evidence and documents and patents, the use of directed energy weapons in these fires, the use of electromagnetic frequencies to get those winds whipping. How about dry out areas so you have very low humidity? God, I'm so sorry for all of you having to live this. It's so unbelievably. The only word I can think of is evil. That captures it. But man. And then think, how many people are in each of these homes? And children, and everything's gone now. Okay. Wow. I read a comment underneath the first video that I posted early this morning. No audio, but the commenter obviously knew what she was looking at with these maps and just said that she felt sick to her stomach. And that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. You know, the family has been gutted. Friendship hardly means anything anymore in this country. And people are pretty much stripped of morality. And I'm not talking about everyone, but that is the majority. And so when you have a majority of your populace in that condition, and then you have, wow, I mean, now we're looking at millions. All of the flooding in so many different areas, all of the fires, displaced in just the United States, in just the months of 2021. What's happening to them? Cannon Dam. Look at this. It's okay. I will link below Dixie Fire and Caldor Fire. And when you zoom out, you'll see more and more. Yeah, it looks very spotty. And then, you know, the wildlife.
To be honest, it's heartbreaking.
For as gruesome as their wounds are, these black bears are the lucky ones. 3 surviving cubs, 2 of them believed to be siblings, the new faces of Washington's wildfires.
They're so resilient and they're so tough, and they're in pain. You know, they're in pain and they don't understand.
Each suffered severe burns to their faces, ears, and paws. One of them so severely burned it wandered blind, its eyes swollen shut. Another was forced to crawl out of the forest on its elbows. The cubs are kept away from people as much as possible and monitored around the clock by video. Workers at the Progressive Animal Welfare Society say in their 34 years of treating bears, they've never seen any burned in a wildfire.
This one for me was very traumatic. I mean, you're seeing the devastation of the burns and the animal suffering.
The baby bears are all victims of this year's 25-mile and Cedar Creek fires near Chelan and Wenatchee. Washington wildfires have scorched more than 4 million acres over the past decade. Rescue workers say they're now seeing more wildfire-wounded animals brought in every year. State Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz says those who manage to escape face a difficult future.
Those landscapes have charred and burned to such an intensity, many of them, that it will take many years for that area to come back and become revitalized as a habitat.
If these 3 bears are released, they'll face a future with no mothers to guide them. But for now, they're growing stronger with the hope that once they are out of the woods, they'll be able to return and survive.
It's an emotional struggle for sure, I think, for the entire staff and everybody who works with these animals. But the reward is seeing them come through in the end.
Commissioner Franz reminds us that about 90% of Washington wildfires are started by humans. You can do your part.
Yeah, the problem is the humans. Big problem. Big problem for all life.
By observing burn.
Now, when you know that this is deliberately done, oh yeah, big problem, human beings. But that was in Washington. How much wildlife is in these areas, the mountains? When human beings, they literally do things and they do not care about the suffering that they cause. When it's the majority of the human race, you know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble. So this is a live cam. Live, really. Here. It's live. Lake Tahoe. You see maybe, responders certainly driving. This is the season. Well, I think Lake Tahoe during the winter as well, but the pandemic and the very strict restrictions that California placed upon Californians, close your business. And then I know, I have no doubt, an awful lot we're looking forward to recouping some of their losses just in this area alone. They're not going to recoup anything. Now a whole lot have been evacuated again from evacuation centers into Reno, Nevada. That's it. This year is done for them. So when you put all of the pieces together, the destruction is overwhelming. Overwhelming. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience with the audio problems. Look, I can't separate the we out of the they. We have allowed ourselves to let these people like Newsom lie, destroy us, we've allowed it. My entire life, I have lived in the people of the lie. No one caring, allowing these quote-unquote politicians who are so psychopathic and narcissistic it's beyond belief. We know the corruption, we know the lies, and the majority just, as long as they're okay, they don't care. Newsom caught lying. What a surprise. State wildfire prevention. First full day, Newsom gets out in front of cameras with emergency responders, declaring a war on wildfires. Little evidence that he actually waged war. An investigation found that Newsom misrepresented his accomplishments and disinvested in prevention against wildfires. Now, even if you didn't know about the directed energy weapons and the deliberateness of this destruction, if you come across this article and you read, Newsom lied. He lied about the numbers and the acreage and the forest mitigation, for wildfires. He lied. So if he didn't do any of that and you are clueless about everything else operating, you would think to yourself, well, he's responsible for an awful lot of homes that have now been destroyed. But most people just, when speaking on the number of acres that need to be prioritized and protected, Newsom exaggerated the number of acres by 690%. Not only that, he also claimed 35 of his priority projects have resulted in fire prevention work on 90,000 acres when it was 11,399. So he's not just a hypocrite, but also a liar. We know. Californians, you know. These people lie all the time. Why do we put up with it? Because there's something wrong with us. With all the fire danger, year after year after year in California, you would think it would be a higher priority to make sure that all of this area is treated as much as possible, right? Why wasn't it? Could this destruction be purposeful? Well, you need to entertain that. All right, the links are below. When you see all of the people that no longer have a home, when you see all of the suffering of wildlife, when you see life just being deliberately destroyed, I don't know about you, I get upset about it. I get really upset about it. And I am not here to pretend otherwise. Look at this. My God. Dixie Fire. And guess what? It seems like more and more will be added to this site. Thousands of homes are threatened. But it's been, you look at this and, well over 1,000 homes already destroyed. The fires continue. Most Americans, I think, have no clue. Mainstream media, what do they show? They show you flames. in a forest. They interview, a few people. Interview people who, the first time they go to see their destroyed home. I don't think they know how many homes. I don't think they know the destructive impact of all of these, the fires and the flooding. They have no clue. But even if they did, what would they do? Nothing. They'd say, oh, it's a shame. Oh boy, glad it's not me. The links are below.